Good morning, class 8 students. My name is Vikas, your physics teacher. Today we have reached to the last video lecture of chapter number 1, that is matter. Today's video is more of a revision exercise. Today I will be discussing few very important questions related to a couple of topics. The last one, if you remember, I told you that I am very much interested in two processes because they are very important from an examination point of view. One was sublimation and the other is vaporization. In vaporization, we studied about that there are two types of vaporization, evaporation and boiling. And we studied the difference between these two. And the second type of questions I am interested in are from evaporation topics. So today we will be discussing both sublimation as well as evaporation. Now before we start straight away with these questions, let's have a look at this chart again. Matter. Three states of matter as we know of that we will study: solid, liquid and gas. And I have written the various processes names for you. Like for instance, when a solid state of a substance changes to its liquid state at a fixed temperature, that process is called melting. And the process in which a liquid state of substance changes into its solid state is called solidification, and that occurs at a fixed temperature. Similarly, when a liquid state of a substance changes into its gaseous state or vapor state at a fixed temperature, that is called vaporization, which is further of two types, evaporation and boiling, as we discussed. And when a gaseous state of a substance changes to a liquid state at a fixed temperature, that process is called condensation. So as you can see, the opposite to vaporization process is condensation process, and opposite to melting process is the solidification. This side represents the processes taking place due to heating. When we heat solid, it changes into liquids, process called melting. Liquid changes into gas on heating, the process called vaporization. And this side represents the reactions, the effects taking place due to cooling. A gaseous state of the substance changes into its liquid state due to condensation on cooling. On cooling again, liquid changes into its solid state, and the process is called solidification. Now the other two processes which are very interesting. There are some substances which converts or changes from its solid state directly into its gaseous or vapor state without changing first into its liquid state at a fixed temperature, and that process has been named sublimation. Okay, I have written the process in which a solid state of a substance changes directly into a gaseous state without first changing into its liquid state at a fixed temperature is called sublimation. And the deposition is the opposite process. If this is the heating process, sublimation, this is the cooling process, deposition. So all you need to do is interchange solid state with gaseous state, and the rest of the definition remains same. The process in which a gaseous state of a substance changes directly into a solid state without first changing into its liquid state at a fixed temperature is called deposition. So that would be the definition of it. Okay. Now I'm just reiterating this for you. Please make sure you remember the difference. I don't want to see that mistake happening when you intermix these two. This is melting, which is a process, and this is melting point, which is a fixed temperature at which melting takes place. Fixed temperature. Similarly, if you pick any process, say condensation. Condensation is a process, and condensation point is the fixed temperature at which condensation of a substance takes place. Similarly, vaporization and vaporization point, solidification and melting. Okay, sometimes this process melting is used synonymously with fusion. Both are considered same. Generally speaking, they are same as well, but there is a little difference. Fusion is a process in which a solid substance changes into its liquid state. That's it. This is called fusion. Melting, however, is a process in which a substance changes from its solid state to liquid state, but at a fixed temperature. So that is the difference in between. Okay. Now moving ahead, the substances which show sublimation, they have been given this name. Those substances are called subliminal substances. S-U-B, B as in boy, L-I, M as in monkey, L-E. And there are some examples. We have in examples naphthalene balls, camphor, a piece of camphor, iodine, which is a non-metal, ammonium chloride, which is a compound, NH4Cl. You would notice that after, if we keep some naphthalene balls open in air for a few days, they tend to disappear. Why that happens? That happens because naphthalene balls undergo sublimation, and they change into its vapor state directly without changing into its liquid state first. So they change into vapor, and these vapors then disappear, and the naphthalene balls, to us, they disappear in a few days. That may happen with a piece of camphor as well, if we crush it. Okay? Please keep your pen and paper handy all the time, and please make a note of it. Okay, now you must be wondering why did Sir missed out on this subliminal substance, which has been written as solid carbon dioxide. Now, what does it mean, solid carbon dioxide? It's just that, the carbon dioxide which is present in our environment and in gaseous state, when we start putting pressure on this carbon dioxide, it has been noticed that if we keep on increasing the pressure and if we keep on cooling this carbon dioxide, it directly changes into its solid form. It does not undergo into its liquid form. So that when it becomes solid, is called solid carbon dioxide. It has got another common name, dry ice. Why it is called dry ice? Because solid carbon dioxide looks like ice. You must have seen movies, you know. मूवी में कभी भी वो दिखाते हैं कि ऐसे बर्फ गिर रही है, ठीक है? वो बर्फ असली बर्फ नहीं है, वो ये सॉलिड कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, ड्राई आइस. Okay. Now with this we have concluded everything possible on the processes, different types of processes. There would be one question which would be asked based on sublimation. Whenever you give test for this particular chapter, or even though during your midterm exams or final exams, expect a question based on that. Okay, and there could be some more questions based on these processes. For instance, differentiate between vaporization and condensation. So you can write the definition of both vaporization and condensation, and you can give an example. Okay, 2 points each should be okay. Okay, before we end this chapter, quickly let's have a look at we discussed about what evaporation is. Let's see some factors on which evaporation depends. Let's quickly go through them. First is temperature. More the temperature, more is the rate of evaporation. That means if the temperature of the environment is more, the evaporation would be more. That means that the rate of evaporation would be more during summertime because it's more hot, the days are more hotter than winter. The water will evaporate quickly, or any other liquid. Evaporation word is not reserved for water only. Any liquid which changes into its vapor form at a temperature below its boiling point, we call that evaporation of that liquid is taking place. Okay? तो evaporation सिर्फ water की नहीं होती है, जितनी भी लिक्विड है वो जो वेपर बनाते हैं उन सब की इवेपोरेशन. जैसे मैंने आपको एग्जांपल दिया था कि आप नेल पॉलिश रिमूवर, दैट एसीटोन जब आप लगाते हो स्किन पे, तो वो क्या होता है, वो वहाँ से इवेपोरेट हो जाता है. तो आपके हैंड पे जब आपने लगाया तो वो लिक्विड जो है हैंड पॉलिश रिमूवर आपकी हैंड में से, स्किन में से हीट को एब्जॉर्ब करता है, और वो हीट एब्जॉर्ब करके वेपर बन जाते हैं. लिक्विड वेपर में तब होता है जब हीट एब्जॉर्ब करे, और आपकी जो स्किन है, आपका हैंड जो है वो लूज करता है हीट, इसलिए हमें ठंडा ठंडा